9 years. 9 years it has been since I first landed in Estonia. I never thought I would be here for 9 years. I mean, imagine seeing 9 Estonian cold, dark winters and still being here and still staying here. So yeah, quite a journey. But I thought, why not make a video about the mistakes that I made in these 9 years? What are the things I could have done differently and that probably would have made my life better right now? So without much further talking, let's go. Number 1, learn Estonian ASAP. Learn Estonian as soon as possible. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see foreigners making, including myself. Now, when you first come to Estonia, you are not sure how long are you gonna stay. Even if you stay here for a month or 2 months or a year, you still should start learning Estonian and the language from the very day one. Because as I've said before in my previous videos as well, the amount of openness that you will see in Estonia, if you know the language, is uncomparable. You might be seeing 8% or 10% of Estonia, but if you start speaking Estonian, no matter how much, even if at a beginner level, doors will open to you, people will open to you, you will see opportunities and everything that is you might not even think you had before. So learning Estonian is extremely paramount, no matter which sector you're in. Even if you're in IT and you don't have to deal with Estonian at all, even if you have a business and you don't have to deal with Estonian at all, the fact that you are living in Estonia, you need to learn Estonian because that will completely open up the life here for you. It will open opportunities uncomparable. So don't make that mistake like I did. I mean, I postponed it, I didn't learn Estonian, and it was only the final 5th or 6th year that I actually became serious about learning it. Second thing is that if you are thinking of being here long term, then make sure that you start learning from the very beginning, because you will have to pass, like the Estonian tests as well. Mistake number 2. I would have switched to tech field. I would have switched to IT. Now, if you don't know, I am a mechanical engineer. I've been working in the design field for almost 9 years. Mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, I mean, these are not the fields that you want to be in if you are in Estonia. By far, the biggest income that you can get in Estonia is specifically if you are in the tech field. If you are earning 3 times the average national salary, or maybe even more from the very beginning. So living in Estonia, which is definitely not a cheap country, on a normal profession, and moving here, it doesn't make much sense. If it were up to me, I would have switched my field to IT or tech a long time ago. In fact, I actually even tried to do that, but then I realized that I have, so much experience in my own field, and if I want to learn coding or programming and go into that field in that way, I realized that I don't really enjoy that it is something that I don't feel like doing it. It doesn't give me, fulfillment like that, like I get from other areas. But regardless, don't make the mistake of moving to Estonia if you are in a profession that is not related to tech or information technology, because the difference in income level and the facilities that you get from working with different companies and the opportunities itself, I mean, it's uncomparable. You don't get the same amount of income and the facilities and everything if you are not in tech. So switch to IT. Moving to Estonia, if you're not in IT, then try to switch to IT as soon as possible. Don't delay that. Number 3, create a source of side income, create a side hustle. Now, I wish I would have done it sooner. I mean, I only started to actively think about it or do about it in my 7th or 8th year, and only then I actually started to look around and see, okay, what is it that I can do that can provide the most value, and I ended up doing it. So I have a small content agency, and we provide services to companies and people who want to improve themselves on LinkedIn. I only started to actively look for it or start thinking about it in the 7th or 8th year. But this is really, really important, because think about it, if you are coming to Estonia as an employee in a company who have sponsored you to come here, then all your eggs are in one basket. If that company fires you, what do you have left? There is nothing that you can do. I mean, you have one source of income, which pays quite well if you're in IT, but then what are you supposed to do if that company lays you off? And that can happen very, very easily. So make sure that you hedge your bets, that you minimize your risk. You start also have a side hustle, something that you can do on the side. It's not easy to find side hustles. I mean, there are so many things that you can do. You can provide value, you can create content, you can do whatever you're doing at your work and think about how you can provide it to maybe other companies as well. Generally in Estonia, it is not frowned upon if you are working on the side unless you are breaking any non-competency clauses, which I don't think are in Estonia very much. I mean, some companies do have them, but make sure that you're not breaking any law. But generally speaking, side hustles are very, very important. Other sources of income are very, very important, no matter how small they are. And my mistake was that I only went towards it very, very late. I would have started it maybe in my second or third year when I started working at my full-time job. Now, one more thing that I would like to add is ideally try to make sure that this income is foreign, not in Estonia, but outside of Estonia. So for example, you're doing projects for companies in Germany, in USA, in Finland. Like one of the richest professionals that I've seen, like the highest income paying professional that I've seen in Estonia in all these 9 years, are the people who are working for all these foreign companies and getting that income in Estonia. Game changer. Number 4, I would learn about taxes and investments here in Estonia. Taxes and the taxation policy are a huge part of your life. They are a huge part of your income. Now, taxes are a huge chunk of your expense. Your biggest expense is not really utilities, it is taxes. From the very beginning, you have to make sure, you have to understand what are the taxes that I am paying right now, and also what are the investments, because there are lots of things that go from your income, your salary, to the investments. For example, the pension pillars. Well, what is pension pillar 1? What is pension pillar 2? What is pension pillar 3? How are these pensions calculated? What do I need to do? What kind of income is tax-free? What can I claim as my business expense versus what can I claim as my personal expenses? All these things are really, really important. Even if you are working for a company with one employer, then it's really, really important that you have this information, this financial knowledge, because I didn't really know this before I came to Estonia. I didn't have much sound financial knowledge, and for the very first 5 years I didn't really much think about it. It was only after that, when I started to actually think about my income, that I started to realize, what do I need to know about taxes? What do I need to know about investments, real estate versus pension funds versus growth accounts versus all these different things? These are all the topics that you need to know about, that you need to educate yourself on. Right now there is a lot more information because banks and the investment companies, they are sharing more information because of course foreign people are coming in and they want the information in English, so there is a lot more information. But actively try to seek out this information. Money is going to be a huge topic. Money is a huge topic, and you need to make sure that you are on top of it. Number 5, I would have started to take care of my mental health way earlier, the sooner that I came. Now, one of the things that many foreigners would see when they come to Estonia is that it's such a huge change. Now, there is a change in weather, there is a change in climate, there is a change in people, there is a change in food. Now, all of these changes affect you physiologically. Sooner or later, if these physiological changes are not dealt, then they will hit your mental health, and that is a huge problem in Estonia, not just for foreigners, but for local people as well. So when you come here, make sure that you are actively trying to take care of your mental health. Now, taking care of your mental health doesn't mean sitting down and meditating, although it is a huge part of it, and I've made a video about that as well. But it starts from your physical health, it starts from your social life as well, making sure that you have enough friends, relationships, and people that you need to talk to. They don't need to be many, but there has to be 1 or 2 people that you feel really confident and open enough that you can talk to them about anything. Make sure, it's very important that you actively try to take care of your mental health. If you don't, then sooner or later you're going to hit a wall, you're going to sink into the abyss. And let me tell you that going on antidepressants and medication is not a walk in the park. It is going to be quite challenging, and make sure that you prevent that from happening and actively try to take care of your mental health, no matter what. Number 6, and this is more of like a personal wish. I kind of wish that I had lived outside of Tallinn as well. Now, in my time, I have been living in Estonia for 9 years, as I said in the beginning. All these 9 years, I have majorly lived just in Tallinn, which is a big city. But I also think that if I had a chance, if I could move, I would really like to live in Tartu, which is another small city, the second largest city in Estonia. I would have actually really liked to live on the islands, like those Saaremaa and then Hiiumaa. What will be life like there. And that is actually one of the big reasons why I really wanted to have my own work, my own agency, my own business that I can work from anywhere, and if to get at a stage where I can work from these small places. But if I had a chance, if I could work remotely in my job, then I mean, I would have definitely really liked to live in other parts of the country, Estonia, see the other people, see what the differences are, and then understand, okay, Estonia is not just Tallinn, it's not just this city only. I mean, it's diverse, there are so many different cultures. Even in a country as small as Estonia, language is spoken a little bit differently. People from the south are a little bit different, people from the islands are a little bit different, and I kind of wish that I would live in some other parts of the country of Estonia, apart from Tallinn as well. And if you get a chance to do that, then you should definitely do that. Don't just stick in one place. Number 7 and final one is I would have left Estonia sooner. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, why would you want to leave? You're here, Manan. Like, why would you want to leave earlier? Now, here's the thing. When you're living in Estonia, in the first 3 years of, or let's say in the first 5 years of you living here, you're still an outsider. You don't know much about the system, and the system doesn't know you. And the system itself doesn't want to know you because they don't know if you'll stay here. And that is quite close to Estonian mentality as well. After your 5th year, when you are becoming a permanent resident, I mean, it has nothing to do with your documentation. But in the 5th year, something happens and you start to feel, okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, I am becoming a part of it. And then sooner it starts to grow. You start to build relationships. I mean, relationships are already there, but then the relationships start to deepen. You start to make business contact. You start to create your own business, and you see the benefit that all those years have brought you to this point. All that patience that you had has made you brought to this point where you are in a place that is not comparable to anywhere else in the world. Right now, I feel that there is so much that Estonia can offer me, and I can offer Estonia so much that I don't want to leave. But if I had wanted to leave, then I should have left before 5 years, because that is when I was still an outsider and the system also considered me an outsider. Now, these were the things that I thought were mistakes. But as a bonus, I want to tell 2 things that I think were my biggest success. And these things are relationships, because in the time that I have been here, I have cultivated relationships with people that are absolutely incomparable to anywhere else. The relationships that I have, the deep relationships, the people that I know and the people who know me, it's just amazing. From the very beginning, from I came here, I was always interested in people. I always wanted to know about people, and that is something that I cultivated. The second part that I think I did really well was patience, because I had to be very patient, and I am a very patient man, and it's only now after 9 years I can actually see the benefit that patience resulted in. So anyway, this was a bit of a rant in the end, but I hope it helps you understand more about this country, the people, and me as well, because I'm not sure I'm the only one who is going to make these mistakes. And I hope you learn from these mistakes, and I hope that you make sure that you continue to share your own knowledge, the unique mistakes that you made, for other people, so that we all learn from each other. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you everybody for watching. Needless to say, I'm launching a course about life in Estonia. It's a 4-week-long course. It's not going to be free. It's going to be very expensive, but I will teach all those handful of people everything I need to know about Estonia, about life here, about work life here, about business in Estonia, money in Estonia, and relationships and dating in Estonia in a span of 4 weeks. If you're interested, click the link down in the description, and maybe we will talk to each other in a more one-to-one way. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely winter. It's snowing outside, and I'm gonna sit down and have a lovely cup of tea. Thank you everybody for watching. Bye bye.